at this time, I want to make some acknowledgments. So just a second. I want to come over and highlight one of the Crime Watch groups that's been really ardent and doing great work in their community. I want to come over and bring the mic over to the Norwood Street group. Y'all in the house, Norwood Street? Y'all can't do any better than that, Norwood Street? Laura, you want to come up and just share briefly about what your group is doing? And they have a partner, they've created a partnership. They just started their Crime Watch group. I worked with them about 2.5 months ago.
Something like that.
Right. Your son?
Yes. Well, what we want to really do is thank, to thank GES Technology for donating our signs. We want to thank them very much for that. And we also want to thank the church, Bethany Church, for allowing us to now have our meetings at their church, and we thank you very much for that. Now, we have cleaned up our alleys and our street, and what we're going to do now is we're going to maintain the alley and the street. Once a month, we're going to go in there and we're going to make sure everything stays the way we cleaned it. So, what else I wanted to tell you? Yeah, so we are doing very well. We have less drug activity, which is great now. And we just want to say, stronger together.
Thank you, Mrs. Lowry. I don't know if some of you saw that commercial we did, but this is the group that put their arms together in that call to arms. Myself and Mr. Momin Bati, who's back there, he's the manager of the station. Give him a hand. We pulled that together. And I was at their Crime Watch meeting, and it was on the spur of the moment. I took this camera right here. Well, not even a camera. It's a cell phone. A cell phone, and I did the commercial. I'm trying to find it now. You wonders what these things, no, that's the other one. You wonders I got so many phones and keys and stuff, like, good Lord. Use this, and we came up with a nice collaboration. So I want to thank the Norwood Street group for what they're doing. I'd also like to give appreciation to the Tri-County Regional Planning, Mr. Stephen Klein, Mr. Will Soper, and GIS Mapping. They've worked with Ms. Schuler, and this map that you see up here is really a culmination of a series of evolutions in terms of how to strategically go into communities and do what they're planning on doing. So we want to thank those individuals. I want to thank Mr. Rob George of the Rite Aid Corporation, is a colleague of Ms. Schuler. He was one of the, I guess, the final result. His work was a final result. So I want to thank him. I wanted to thank, again, Christ Community Church, Reverend Shelley Brooks. A lot of the equipment that I got, and I got a little paranoid. I did this 2 or 3 weeks ago, and both of the projectors, when I went and got 3 of them, make sure I had a backup and a backup and a backup. Just something, those of us that were together, and I walked around this room 7 times, so you'll know what that means, right? Okay. I want to thank Miss Yvonne Hollins from the Boys and Girls Club. I want to thank Chris on the piano. And Mr. Ross Willard, he provided one of the projectors. Brian was all over the place getting stuff. I'm a scavenger, no. But anyway, and I also wanted to just get a comment. I had one of the citizens, and this is this constant dialogue and exchange of ideas. Mr. Joe, I hope I pronounced his name, Laubach. Did I pronounce that right, Joe? Where you at, Joe? Oh, he had the lead. Okay, well, we're going to be talking about this new, I guess, online system called Neighbors. It's really, Nextdoor, there you go, Nextdoor. It's really a neat way of tying community together online. I was going to let him talk about that. I'm still researching it, but that's something that I want to introduce to the various Neighborhood Association Crime Watch groups. So you'll be hearing more about that. We'll continue this series of discussions. I want to get out of here by 8 o'clock because I'm not trying to pay any overtime fees or anything like that. But we want to thank all of you for coming this evening. I hope you found some of this information helpful. And this will be seen on television. I'll also send it around to some of the neighborhood associations and crime watch groups so you can have it for training. But thank you so much. Give yourself a hand. And again, you're dismissed. Thank you so much for coming. Good night.